So you're welcome back to the Integra Centre of Excellence here in Monaghan again. Well, we've went round the room. We had our junior board behind us, our intermediate board behind us, and now here we are in front of the Senior Championship Roll of Honour, and I'm joined by the members of the Scotstown team, of course, into their 7th consecutive county final indeed, going looking for the 5 in a row for themselves as well. This is the sort of talk they don't want to hear, but we're going to have to bring it up for them this afternoon. I have Darren Hughes, captain of the side, to my left hand side. I have Mick McCormick, a member of the management team, and indeed Cormac Sherry, chairman of the club as well. And I'll turn firstly to Darren, and I know these are lines being thrown out and used in the media, I suppose, Darren, in the run-in to this particular final, but I'm sure for you it's still just another game and another day.
Definitely so, Sean. I was glad to be back in the final again, but it's not something that we've spoke about as a team or a group. As there's lads there in their first year, and they're striving towards their first in that. So it's definitely not something that's been mentioned, no matter about what you hear it in the shop or that, as supporters and that. But as a group of players, it's not mentioned in training or anything.
Yeah, it was interesting. I come in and looked up at the Board of Honour here, and yourself, you noticed back 2005 when you were on the bench with the senior team, and I suppose there was lenient days back then before this run began.
Yeah, well, before 2013 there was 20 years without a senior championship in the club, so we don't take anything for granted. We go out every year, and so it's credit to the lads that the hunger every day we go out. There's nothing simple about it, no matter what people might think. Every game's tough. We don't have too many handy games in the senior championship in Monaghan, so it's credit to our boys that they're coming back every year with that hunger to drive on. And I suppose we've won the last 4, but teams are there to get at us now, and they're looking to get back to the top table.
Of course, indeed. You noted there about maybe the players coming in for first time, big occasion for them, and you've only been there, we could talk about short time yourself as well, so there's been a lot of evolving with the team.
There's no doubt. I suppose if you look back through programmes maybe from the last 7 years, the team has, you might have 8 or 9 consistent players there, but there's another maybe 20 odd men that have played in county finals. So yeah, the team's evolving. There's lads in the stand every year, whether young or old or mid-20s, and they get a feeling, they want a bit of that, and they come back, and in fairness they put the work in from January, February, and there's boys that get in and get their chance then on county final day.
And take it indeed, and part of the management team, Mick, I suppose that's what you want as well, is that evolving of players and that constant of competition for positions.
Yeah, I suppose people will forget that this team's on the road 7 years, which is a long time, and as Darren says, there is different players coming in and out, and you have to give credit to there's a panel probably of 33, 34 lads, and they're giving their all for Scotstown, and it's a serious commitment. It's a serious commitment over that length of time, and people can be critical of us by times when we're playing bad, but people should respect the service that these lads have given towards the club, and the football they're producing on the field.
Yeah, of course, and naturally enough, I suppose you'll always get the kick in the backside when things aren't going well, and the plaudits on the back when things are where they are as well, and that's, I suppose, with any team.
Yeah, that's with any team. Yeah, and you take the good with the bad, and we've got a great support base in Scotstown. From the young people up to the older people, and it's great to see them, and they give great support to the team, and hopefully Sunday they'll all turn out again, and there's be a great buzz around Scotstown this week. It's coming on us very fast after the replay with only 7 days turnaround, and hopefully the players can go out and do their best next Sunday.
Yeah, I mentioned there, and of course maybe I'll bring this up with Cormac as well, because more the supporters maybe get in on this of a drive for 5 and so many county finals and stuff like that. Is it difficult within the panel maybe to suppress all that excitement? I'm there 7 years, and I haven't, this last year I haven't even heard about 5. It's game for game, and we've a tough championship. We played Hamilton, got tough against them, and we beat through on penalties, and then we'd replay with Ballybay, and then last Sunday another. So we 3 tough games, and we played a league game before the last 2 games, which we're out 3 Sundays on the trot, and now we're out on the 4th Sunday. So it's a big challenge to the players to recover that fast and see how they come on next Sunday. Indeed, and Cormac, I suppose this is where maybe the supporters and that can enjoy what's happening at the moment with the club, and as I talk about them consecutive finals, and no doubt there is talk obviously and naturally among the supporters, and the drive for 5, it was coined by the Dubs, and now it's down in Scotstown.
Well, yeah, but it's another game, as the lads have said. It's just another game in the year. We've had 4 championship games so far, every one tougher than the previous one. We've had a hard year in terms of injuries, and it's a credit to the management team and to the lads that have come back from injury to actually get us to the final, to work through the problems that there's been all year, and make it back to county final day. And it is, you're right, there's a real buzz among the fans. They're enjoying the atmosphere, looking forward to a week where the parish goes blue and white, and everybody can look forward to the big breakfast on an enjoyable day.
Indeed, as well. And as I say, you never tire of them occasions, I suppose, and that's not been a flippant way of trying to say it, because as noted there by Darren and that, there's always an evolving of the team, new players coming in. It's a new occasion for everybody, even the younger people maybe that wouldn't recall it last year. They're a year older, a year wiser, so they'll be building up to it.
Yeah, that's very true. I know in my own house that the excitement is building. The girls are looking forward to it, and it's a real buzz, and it's a testament to football that people want, after 7 years, that there's still the hunger there, that there's still the desire, that there's still the excitement about county final day. It just shows how major a day it is in any county's calendar.
Indeed it is. A journey, an interesting journey, I suppose, Darren. It started off with victory over to Hamlet. That looked relatively comfortable, and halfway through against True it was comfortable, and then we had the drama of penalties and replays then against Ballybay. 4 games is noted there, and I suppose the more championship games you get, the better. It's good preparation.
Yeah, here we'd be hoping come Sunday all them games would stand to us. Like, we'd be under no illusions. Like, probably our best performance of the year was last weekend, but it's done and dusted now. It's not worth anything coming in on Sunday. Like, we have a new challenge against Clontibret, but like we have stuttered our way to the final. But I suppose you set out your goal at the start of the year, and you want to get to county final day, and we've seen before anything can happen on that day. So we're just glad to be there.
And how important is that you know there's still maybe another gear in you or another better performance in you as well?
Well, that's it. I suppose we all look at ourselves after a game, and you always feel you could do a wee bit better on something. So, we'll be sitting down, so we'll not be doing much training this week. So we'll have a chat now tomorrow night probably, and see here. We've only a week to get ready for Clontibret and that, and probably have to look at them tomorrow night more so than ourselves. And then we'll have the rest of the week to worry about ourselves. And as I say, it's a quick turnaround, but there's nothing better than playing games either, Sean.
Indeed, there's not. And Mick, I suppose people would say it's only a week to prepare for a county final. You're there, you know the whole fanfare that comes with it. So I suppose, and you noted yourself talking as well earlier, that you have only a week to think about it, which isn't a bad thing.
Well, sometimes it can happen that way, yeah. So long as the team recovers and that, with 2 hard games, especially the first one against Ballybay with bad conditions, and then in Clones on Sunday. But no, we're looking forward to it. Them games are forgot about now, so we've 6 days or 7 days to get ready for next Sunday, and hopefully we can go out and can play our best. We're playing a Clontibret team that has plenty of experience and plenty of county footballers as well as ourselves, so it should be evenly matched, and it'll be a very tight game.
Indeed it will, and a full panel to pick from, or I suppose maybe you're not in a position yet to disclose, I suppose, how things were after the weekend?
No, well, hopefully we've no serious injuries or that, and unfortunately during the years, Cormac said we had a lot of injuries, but all our players are back fit, and there's no excuses. We'll go out and give our best next Sunday.
I took one wee glimpse over my shoulder, Cormac. You'll need no reminding of this. The last team that did live the McDuffie before you is your opposition on Sunday.
We won't need any reminding of that, because we had lifted it the year before them. So, how the history board could have been different on that day. But that's what I've said during the week. Like, we've had the highs and lows of winning and losing against Clontibret, and going even way back to 1968 when Scotstown played them for the first time in the senior championship. Clontibret came out winners that day, but hopefully we'll have a different result on Sunday.
Well, that's the one we'll all be waiting on. History, whose side will it be on? Will it be that 5 that will be completed by Scotstown, or will Clontibret have something to say about that? It's the senior championship final in Clones on Sunday. We've been in the company of Scotstown.